Hello and welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Here tonight, we're at the Pocono Raceway for the Underdog Racing League for their Xfinity Series. Brought to you by Ultimate Siding and Gutter LLC. Our customers say we're the best in the business. We specialize in residential and commercial construction. We've been in business for over 15 years, and we only use the best materials and are dedicated to completing each project in a timely manner. There's nothing more important than having a house to call a home. So shout out to Ultimate Siding and Gutter LLC for being the main sponsor here at the Underdog Racing League. But here we are at the Pocono Raceway. I'm Zach Hall up in the booth. Joined alongside me will be Carl Pooler, and we'll have Robert Moyer Jr. up here running the production box as always. Carl, welcome back here to the Underdog League. Man, on Wednesday nights, we're here at the Tricky Triangle. What do we expect to see here at this fantastic facility?
Well, thank you, Zach. And like you just said, the Tricky Triangle, it's 3 different corners instead of your original 4, and they're all different banks, different widths. It's different radiuses. It's just going to get crazy. I think strategy is going to play a huge role in this race.
Strategy usually does come to the forefront here, and we usually see fuel, sometimes tires being a huge thing here. This 2.5 mile raceway, not 4 turns, 3 turns around here. So you're gonna be saying all night what turn 4, because there isn't one right now. Jason Finsler at the top of the board with a 54.63. And last week you weren't here with us, Carl, but man, oh man, Jason actually struggled very hard last week in Chicagoland. So it'll be interesting to see if he can pick that back up after Robert Rader, our winner from last week, doesn't look like he's here tonight.
And yeah, I kind of watched the broadcast there, and I did see Finsler. He struggled and he just fell back, and maybe he's showing a little bit of crack under pressure. Of course, you know, going into the playoffs, he has plenty of points, but there's a lot of hungry drivers willing to make a push. Maybe give him a bump, let him know he's there tonight. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I think a lot of drivers are getting to that point where, you know, this is right before the playoffs, you know, are about to kick off. We only have 2 weekends left, including tonight. Next week in Iowa is going to be the last week to get yourself in those playoffs. The guys who already feel firmly in there are contenders as we're watching James Lovell go around. I want to correct what I said. It wasn't Robert Rader who won last week. It was James Lovell, and he's got 2 in a row. So he's the driver I think that is starting to crack into maybe that top zone there with Jason Finsler, and maybe going to contend with him. We'll have to see, Carl, because it's been really cool to watch. And look at that, James Lovell, after winning 2 in a row, he's going to go to the top of the board.
And he's finding his momentum at the right time, getting into the playoffs. He's finishing up front. He's finishing strong, finishing clean. Maybe Finsler knows that, and he's trying to do a little bit more, and it's just not working out. So the crunch is on for these drivers, making sure they get into the playoffs, but also having that speed go through the playoffs, being able to put together those finishes, Zach. I think that's going to be super important.
Super important. It will be the 29 here. Jake Williams trying to put down his time. Looks like he'll cross the line, and he'll be 7th on the board for that 29 machine. So great qualifying time there for Jake Williams. We got a good little field here tonight at the Pocono Raceway as we have about 5 minutes left here. So halfway through our qualifying session, looks like Sean Huffstetter down the 94 looking to put down a good time. He's another driver surging up through the ranks here late in the season, having a really good close to the season after winning the opener.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Huffstetler's catching his rhythm, but let's look at Heights in the 5th spot. He won Talladega a few weeks ago. He didn't think he'd win it, but he got up there and he took charge. And you know, maybe that's just another car we're looking forward to in the playoffs, and hoping to see a lot of racing tonight.
Yeah, and Heights, he's like you pointed out, he's definitely on a high right now. He came in last week, set on the pole at Chicagoland too. So after that win at Talladega, he's carried some momentum out of there, had some good speed, carrying that here to Pocono. We looked at Sean Huffstetter there coming out of the tunnel turn there on his qualifying lap, now into turn 3 for the final time. We'll see what this lap produces for the 94. First lap was a 54.87. We'll see if the second lap is any better. And where does Sean Huffstetter jump up to? Looks like he'll stay 9th on the board, as that time's a little bit slower for that 94 machine.
You know, maybe that's a blessing in disguise, Zach, because we mentioned it earlier, strategy could come in play, and fuel mileage is going to be huge, and we know that draft is just massive with these cars. This would be a great time being in the pack, save some of that fuel, you know, pedal that throttle, save some of that fuel, and see if I can't shake it up, and maybe the leaders will devise some crazy scheme to get up there and stay up there.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting night, especially with the way the stages are, too. We got a stage here at lap 15, lap 30 So it looks like with a 65% fuel load, I believe they should be able to make it to that 15 mark. It's going to be close, but they should be able to make it to that 15 mark easily on the second time, at least, with the caution laps in between there. But that last run of 30 laps, that's where they're definitely going to have a green flag stop at some point. And that's where we could see a little bit of a strategy playing out here. But as it looks like time is running down, still less than 3 minutes to go. Ray Lane, after being quickest in practice, he's jumped up to second on the board.
And all those three of those drivers, James Loveland, Ray Lane, Jason Fessler, we've been talking about those week in, week out, and they have been really fast. So, of course, they're at the top, but, talking about fuel, but what about tires in that last stage? We've seen cars in practice and in qualifying here, are they being loose and already hitting the wall? It could be them pushing too hard, but I think these cars are going to be loose. Tires could be an issue.
Oh, tires very well could be 4 sets here available tonight for these drivers. So 1 on the car already, 4 or 3 in pit road for them to use during their stage breaks and possible green flag stops during this race here tonight. And I tell you what, this track is very much known to wear the tires. 2.5 miles, doing 10 laps here is very considerable amount of distance and high speed corners at that. This track has always been known for having some pretty high tire wear here on iRacing, so we'll see who masters it tonight. But right now, it still looks like James Loveland hanging on to the top spot after coming in here with a lot of momentum. We'll have to see if he can keep carrying that momentum. I mean, if he starts winning races race after race, this could be a good look for him 2 weeks from now when the playoffs start.
And what a feeling would that be for James Loveland to get another win here and really propel himself into and through the playoffs, making him seem as a competitor to Jason Fensler and the rest of these drivers.
And look at this too, Ray Lane. I was thinking he's possibly had a win this season. Slipped through my memory that he actually at Nashville slipped up, lost that race in the closing minutes of it, and he fell out of contention, so he didn't get a win. So man, Ray Lane coming in here with a lot of speed tonight. He could possibly be looking for his first win of the season. Trevor Earhart also there. He's looking real quick in fourth. Grant Thrope, our winner from Nashville. I haven't talked about him there. He's won at Nashville. He's putting down some more good speed there, along with Matt Jobe, Jake Williams, Sean Hosteller, and Peyton Presley to close out that top 10 so far. As we got about a minute left. Looks like Brad Ringer, Justice Murphy, the only drivers not yet to take time, but it looks like they have not pulled out of pit road, so it doesn't look like they will be electing to put down a qualifying lap here tonight.
Zach, do you think that may be strategy? Want to start in the back, maybe, considering that fuel safes can, stay in the toe of the pack and just maybe make it through at least the first stage and second stage and see where you end up?
Yeah, it very well could be a strategy, though, Carl, because really this track can get very wild in the opening stages of it. It's such a wide surface on these restarts. You get a lot of stacking up and a lot of guys taking advantage of each other there. So I think starting back there might not be the worst idea for Brad Ringer and Justice Murphy. They're going to have to work their way on up through, but they got 2 stage cautions for sure to help them there. And that looks like that's the end of our qualifying session, as it does look like James Loveland's going to be on the pole position. So congrats to him for that after a fantastic time to start tonight. We'll be looking to pull up our starting grid here in the next few moments as we'll go through the field and let you know your favorite drivers start tonight here at the Underdog Racing League. There you can see James Loveland starting from pole position. Second's going to be Ray Lane. Third's going to go to Jason Fensler. Fourth's going to be Trevor Earhart in the 25 machine. Fifth's going to be Christopher Heights. Sixth's going to go to Grant Thrope. Seventh's going to be Matt Jobe. Eighth place going to go to Jake Williams. Ninth's going to be Sean Huffstutler. 10th place going to the 11 of Peyton Presley. 11th is going to be Parker Johnston. 12th, David Buell. 13th is going to be Justin Stunner. 14th, Kevin Orlando Jr. 15th, Nick Alves. 16th is going to be Jacob Sekovich. 17th, Ryan Twynham. 18th is going to be Cody Dorsey. 19th, John Magner. 20th is Scott Kerberg. 21st, Dylan Walterman. 22nd, Justice Murphy. And rounding out your field in the 23rd position here tonight is Brad Ringer. As that is your qualifying results here from Pocono as they begin to roll off, Carl, here. What do you think is going to be the most important thing of this first stage?
Zach, I think the most important thing is just save yourself a little bit to make it towards the end. You don't want to push too hard. It's a 60-lap race, 2.5 miles long. You have a little bit of time. No need to get impatient. I think the one with the clean car, when you can keep all the fenders on it, is going to make it towards the front, if not win this race.
Yeah, I think very vital there what you said, clean car. This plays very important about the aero, so we'll have to see who can keep it clean to keep it up front as they all have now exited onto the racetrack. and we're pacing down the long back straightaway here down to the tunnel turn. James Loveland looking to get himself another victory. But again, thank you all for tuning in here tonight, as always, at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We appreciate all you fans out there. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up, that like button, and subscribe bell notification button there to let you know when we go live each and every time here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And why not share it out to your friends there too with the share button and let them know about Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As we go to the final straightaway here, James Loveland going to be under attack here early from the drivers behind.
I'm so excited for this restart, Zach. We have James Loveland, Ray Lane, like you mentioned, hungry for a win, had one slip away from him. And again, that patience. Is he going to have that patience, or is he going to want that lead in the beginning and just take it?
As they round through the final corner, all our questions are going to be answered here tonight at Pocono. 2 races left in the regular season. A lot on the line for the drivers here tonight. 23 of them looking to take the green flag. Pace car takes the hard left-hand turn down, and James Loveland is off and away. What a start from him there with the help of Jason Finsler. Going to push. He goes to the inside here early. Finsler in the 5 machine. He's getting feisty.
Oh, here comes Ray Lane, deciding not to make a 3 wide, staying on the outside lane. But Jason Finsler took that inside lane, going into turn 1. Oh, there's some contact. Looks like Trevor Earhart maybe with Ray Lane, as Ray Lane sneaks into second, moving up the track, almost getting into wall there. Oh, there's a 77 into the wall, going into turn 2.
A lot of calamity there as our Pulsar drops back to 3rd and possibly 4th, as Earhart is going to go to his inside in the tunnel turn there, the 56. Finsler's trying to do his best disappearing act and get away, as these drivers try to hold on to it side by side through the tunnel turn down to turn 3. James Loveland going to hold on the 3rd over Trevor Earhart, but the battle continues on back with, it looks like that's Jake Williams there in the 29 around the outside of Parker Johnston.
And it looks like that front of the pack is starting to mellow out there. It looks like that patience is going to win, but that back part is really still side by side, 3 rows back. Here they are coming down the front stretch into turn 1, all single file. Jason Finsler in the lead, but Ray Lane not letting him go.
No, he is not. The lead not growing that much, but look at the battle back here. Who's that slide up top? This Justice Stunner in the 33, that white machine. He almost takes the wall down, sliding through 1 and 2, trying to make it 3 wide around the outside of the 29 to the 24. Cannot get it done, but what a ride there from him. Is behind there, Peyton Presley and David Boyle battle.
And you just see it, if you make a move and you don't make it stick, you can lose so many spots, but if you can take that move and make it stick, you can gain. And I think that's going to be the trick through this race as we get up at the top 5. Ray Lane is still inside Jason Finsler. 3, 4, and 5 there are really tight packed. It looks like they're trying to make their way down the front stretch. Jason Finsler trying to break the draft.
Up here, Grant Thrope in the 77 trying to hold on around Sean Huffsteller here in the 94. This is for the 7th and 8th position. As you can see, it's all stacked up here ahead, and they're battling. The 24 Alves right ahead. The 29 of Williams, he slides up the racetrack. Now they're all spacing out from that 6th position on back.
And that turn 1 is so deceptive. It's very wide, very large, but there's really a very narrow racing line. You get out that, you get loose, and again, that tire wear can come into play. You never know, will that last kick out, will that be your last one as your tires wear as the 48 slides up? Oh!
77 big moment for both of those drivers. The 48 slides up in front of Alves, and Williams is now into turn 3. It's side by side, 3 wide, almost contact as the 24 gets tight. He's going to watch back. Twynham on the bottom there in the 31, the 33 up top. Here comes Peyton Presley also with the push. What a big momentum loss, and that's what you said, Carl. If you lose momentum here, it's a huge factor.
And you just saw that he lost 5, 6 spots just losing that turn 3, and I don't think he's done losing spots either. So go to turn 1 and staying up high as everyone slides side by side with the number 11 there.
And there they are down the back stretch here. The 24 looks like he'll finally clear. Peyton Presley going to be able to get down low here going into this corner. But Kevin Orlando Jr. trying to fight around the outside of the 11 machine here back in the 14th spot as that 24 tries to break away. As right now, that's really your only battle as the field starting to single file out here pretty quickly and space out a little bit as Ray Lane not really letting Jason Fensler get away is now Grant Thrope under attack from Parker Johnston for that 8th position up here. Jake Williams also going to look to try to come up forward with this 77 and 48.
Yeah, it looks like the top 5 is all mellowing out. They're ready to go side by side, fill out their cars. But I think Ray Lane, he's saving something for Jason Fensler there, and he's slowly creeping up there. And those back 3, 4th, and 5th, they're not letting them out of their sight. But that back at the pack is really stretched out. They're still side by side as we ride along with the 29 and the 33 going on the inside of the 77.
Yeah, Justin Stutter trying to take advantage of all this. Grant Thrope, the one losing out in all of this, now dropping back. Brian Twynham there right behind it. Oh, contacted the back of the 24, Jake Williams. He saves it in the tunnel turn. What a save from them.
What a save that was. He saved not only his car, but about another 4 or 5 cars behind him. I bet you there's a lot of people praising him right now.
They definitely are. I'm sure coming over the red saying, great save, Jake. Because, man, like you said, that could have took a few others to the cleaners. Oh, he's into the wall out of 3 here. So now still calamity as they all space out here off of turn number 3 is the big run coming. Jake Williams losing a lot of momentum with that hit to the wall.
Now his tail end's all crushed in. He got nicked on the left rear, and now he's going in. The corner all loose. He has none of that aerodynamics as we talked about earlier, and I think a lot of people are going to start passing him here real soon, Zach.
Definitely do not want aero damage here. Is Peyton Presley trying to get his way by, but now the 29 fighting back to the outside here is now Presley going to have the preferred line down to the tunnel turn, but can the 29 stick it to the outside? Yes, he does. Can he keep it out of the wall? They do. Stay side by side down to 3 to battle for this 14th position. Not give it up between the 11 and the 29. Is now Grant Thrope even behind here too. He's going to try to push the 11 by.
And this looks like this is holding up the rest of this pack. Grant really wants to get by these cars as he gets a little loose getting out of turn 3, and the 3 starts getting a run on the inside going into turn 1. But, man, these 2 cars are just slowing everyone else around him, and they are running out of patience, Zach. How long is that going to last?
Yeah, you know, luckily it's lap 7, so hopefully the patience lasts for a little bit at least. Right now, Jake Williams, he really got to the quarter panel of that 11 on the corner, and it really pulled him back. That's going to let him clear. But really, Jake Williams and Grant Thrope, one of our big, two drivers who are dropping back here. 8th position for Jake Williams. He's back to 15th. Grant's back all the way to that 17th position now from the 6th starting spot. So those 2 dropping back here quickly. I don't know if this is strategic or just, maybe they just are having a tough time in this first stage.
I also look at James Loveland. Yeah, he qualified on the pole, but he's stuck there in 3rd with no way around Ray Lane. But looking at Kevin Orlando Jr., they're getting there, and they're getting dicey up there in the 10th spots. They're side by side. Nick Alva's there. He struggled early on, but he seems to have recovered it and trying to move back up. Zach, what do you think? Maybe stops here in a little bit come the stage, or you think people stay out?
I think if they can make it, they're going to stay out here. That's the big question. If fuel is an issue, they definitely will be stopping. But 15 laps, 65% fuel load, I think they should be good here to go. And we'll have to see, though. I think these people are going to be looking to stay out here to the stages. Now, Will, he's going to get a run to the inside of Twynham as those 2 look to charge forward. As Orlando Jr., big run on Stunner to head here. Same for the 52. You see how much momentum the 33 lost now as this onboard camera shows how close the racing is here for this position.
And that just goes to prove how vital aero is, man. You can get up to someone, you can ride on their tail, but once you try and poke your nose out, it's just like a wall of air, and it just really slows everyone up. That's why going side by side on this track is so difficult. Making that pass and making it quickly is so important.
Justin Stunner was the big loser in all of that. He lost about 5, almost 6 positions in 1 corner. As now Orlando Jr. leads this pack on from the 9th position on back. These guys about 9 seconds back from our leader, Jason Fensler, 9 laps into this race. So they got about a 3-second gap up to Parker Johnston in the 48 machine. So a sizable gap there for this group. But from there, it's kind of spaced out other than our 2 leaders up front. We haven't really checked on them in a minute. Ray Lane, he's put a lot of pressure on this 5 machine up front with lap number 9 in the books.
Oh, you can tell he's hungry and he's wanting that win, and stage points going to be important too. Like you said, Ray Lane doesn't have a win, so any points that he can get, I think he's going to try and take them as we go down. And going into turn 1, is Ray going to poke out his nose? No, he doesn't. He stays in line. Oh, Fensler getting a little loose going into 1.
You see that lane open up. That gives Ray Lane the chance to take that position there, but just is all over the back bumper down through the tunnel turn. And this is where you just want to do. You just want to keep pressure on that 5, maybe make him make the mistake. You see him wiggle there in 1, like you said, Carl. We'll see if the 55 can get this done, but he's running out of time here, as they'll be going to lap number 10 here, 5 to go here in the stage if he wants to get by.
And I think these are going to be crucial laps. Tires are getting warm, the track's getting warm. You know, the weather looks sunny, and it's going to be interesting how the track warms up and the day wears on. But I think Ray Lane has something for Jason today.
Right now, Jason Finns are taking the clean air and really using that to the best of his advantages. You can see our weather right here at the moment. This track, 84 degrees is that track temperature, 74-degree ambient air temperature out there, and partly cloudy skies with a 61% humidity, and we got a west wind at 2 miles an hour that really seems to be pretty stable. So that wind staying pretty similar for most of the lap here, as now it'll switch to northwest 1 mile an hour and southwest, so a little bit jumbling around, but yeah, the wind staying pretty similar. But we got some good weather here today.
Gorgeous day in virtual Pocono, as we see right. I'm sorry, the number 11 getting up on the 24, Nick Alves. Nick Alves, he's moving up, he's moving back. I think he's still trying to figure out his car and his track and making sure he can still make it towards the end of the stage.
And you can see there too, Orlando Jr., he's under attack from Boyle in the 52. You got Ryan Twynham there also. Alves now getting to the Presley now getting to the inside. Alves. It just shows this little group here has really been where the battles have been happening. Is now the 52 looks to the inside of the 27 down into 1.
Oh, and that got really close there, Zach, as the 31 gets up to the 52. Kevin Orlando Jr. sticking to the outside, though. It's another pack getting together and slowing down the rest of them. See that as they go side by side, no one gaining over the other.
Side by side down to the tunnel turn. The 52 still to the inside. It's so tough when you enter right there to be able to keep it. Twynham has a big run in the 31 machine. He's going to push the 52 down to this straightaway here. Down the short chute to turn 3. The 52's got the nose ahead, but he's not going to be able to slide up. The racetrack is there. Is the 27 Orlando Jr. running that good high line. Same with Alves behind there. Peyton Presley. It's a group of them battling here.
Man, look at that Ryan Twynham go. He started in 17th, Zach, and he's just moved up and up. And Lee looks faster than these two people combined. So he just wants by, and those stage points proving again. They're so very valuable getting ready for a playoff run. As a 24 tries to move to the inside. Oh, can they make it stick? Oh, side by side as they come out of turn 1, Zach. This is intense.
Back from the 9th position on back to about 13th right here. It's all on top of each other. Orlando Jr. still on the outside. David Boyle on the bottom here. The 52 down to the tunnel turn. Ryan Twynham up top. 24 Alves. Very close between the 52 and the 27. They slide up the racetrack here on the exit. The 31's got to run. He's going to stick his nose in the middle. It's going to be 3 wide down the short chute.
Oh, we got to help. We hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh, nearly misses it. Decided to back out of that, but he is making the pounce, getting on the exit of turn 3. Oh, slides it up, tries to catch it. Oh, and he's going to start losing some spots here as he gets passed by the 11. Here we go, going down the front stretch into turn 1.
Well made the pass on Orlando Jr., but he crosses back over with the draft gear on the front straightaway. What's he do down to turn 1? We'll have to see, as he's able to almost clear the 52, but the 52 is going to have the run coming to the outside here on the exit. Very close between him and the 27 is now the 11 also around. This is a whole stacked up field. Jake Williams is coming to the picture. It's all popping off right here.
We have Nick Alves going inside 3 wide through the tunnel turn. Can they make it stick? Oh, they're getting really loose back there. Remember that 29 has some damage. He had to save it from a spin earlier. Nick Alves sliding back. Oh, here we go, going into turn 3, Zach. This is ridiculous racing. I love the tricky triangle.
The tricky triangle putting on a show. We got the white flag in the air for the final time of the stage, and it's a side-by-side battle for the lead. Ray Lane in the 1. He's looking to the inside of our leader, Jason Finzer. He makes the pass down here. Does Finzer do the crossover there off of 1? Can he get it done? Doesn't like he has the run as Ray Lane takes the lead on the final lap of stage number 1.
Don't get comfortable. There's the 56 of James Loveland. That slide by Jason Fensler got him in range. Here we go, going into turn 2. No, Jason Fensler just losing the front a little bit, but here we have James Loveland. Ray Lane into the outside wall. Jason Fensler, James Loveland going into turn 3.
Ray Lane taking the lead, being so strong up to this point to get the lead from Fensler, makes the huge mistake in the tail turn. Jason Fensler takes advantage of it. He's going to win stage number 1 here tonight at Pocono. What a run there. James Loveland back up the second after his start. We'll be getting the caution here in the next few moments as the drivers still fan out and cross the start-finish line. But what a stage win for the 5 of Jason Fensler.
That was incredible racing. You can't count James Loveland out. He stayed there, got close, and he could have made a move for first. So this is going to be interesting. Ray Lane with that damage, will that affect his speed, and will he's going to repair it on pit road?
Man, oh man, what a crazy scenario here we have at Pocono. But we're going to go to a quick commercial break here after Jason Fensler winning stage number 1 here tonight at Pocono. Don't miss out on the rest of this action. Pocono has been amazing. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be right back.
want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairground Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
All right, we are back here, everybody, after that quick commercial break. After winning stage number 1 with Jason Fensler, we want to give a special shout out to our sponsors here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And first up is ButtKicker. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you head on over to ButtKicker.com and you can check out their ButtKicker Gamer 2 or their various other products, where you can use our promo code FreakyFast20 to get 20% off of any purchase there at ButtKicker.com. And remember, in FreakyFast20, that is Freaky with 2 E's. So make sure you head on over to ButtKicker and you can feel what you've been missing. But thank you to our proud sponsor of ButtKicker here tonight. After that wild stage, Carl, we're about to re-rack him up here. It looks like Justin Stunner going to lead us to green. I think he pitted actually right before that stage.
And there's that strategy. Here we go. He was back in the field. He thought he saw a moment he could take and a possible opportunity, and he took it as we come to the front stretch.
And we'll have to see how it all plays out for him here. Great strategy call from that 33 to get the track position to start out front. He's going to have teammate Jason Fensler side by side. James Loveland in third. Trevor Earhart fourth. And rounding our top five will be Ray Lane, as we're going to be looking to take us to green, as the pace car is going to be looking to pull off here at any moment at Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Justin Stern takes us back to green flag. Jason Fensler very much asleep there. Same with Loveland. They caught him all off guard. He's shot out of a cannon.
Justin really wanted that lead. Once that he hit that restart zone, he was off. And like you said, Jason was sleeping. As we go into turn 1, he goes wide. Jason Fensler takes the inside lane. James Loveland there in third on the inside. Here we go, coming out of 1, nearly side by side for the lead, Zach.
Man, oh man, I think Justin had such a good start. He carried a little too much speed, and the one made him wash up the racetrack. He holds it down, though, down the back stretch, down to turn number 2, the tunnel turn. He misses the bottom again. This is going to give Fensler a pretty good run here on his teammate, but not going to be able to get there before turn 3. Stunner going to lead us back to the green flag.
Look at Ray Lane down there in 5th. He was looking to the inside of Trevor Earhart. No, he led just about all the laps except the last one at the last stage. Oh, as he gets loose, going to the inside wall. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, I should really stop talking about him. Seems every time I do, he has an issue.
Ray Lane there, like you said, that big mistake. There goes Jason Fensler by for the lead up front. Ray Lane, though, in the 55 machine, he is all the way back almost to the tail of this field. Going to drop back almost to 18th for that 55 after almost winning stage number 1. That is a huge storyline to see if he can work his way back up through these next 40 laps.
And you know Ray's got to just be frustrated with himself, hitting the wall at the end of the stage, and then that spin out. I think he just needs to calm down, settle in. I know he hasn't been in the back of the pack, so it's going to handle a little different, but I think he does have the speed to get back into the front. As we watch James Loveland chase down Justin Stunnard, and here we go coming out of the corner and down the front stretch.
Down the front stretch, there it is. Loveland going to make the move to the inside in the 56 machine as he now darts into turn number 1. Justin Stunner to see if he can try to hold him off with this outside groove. It's usually been the preferred way around to hold somebody off, but he does. He gets to the quarter pound now, pulls him back, and he's going to have to run down the back straightaway to turn 2. This is helping Jason Fensler out a lot. He's saying, thank you, teammate, in the 33. Hold that 56 up as much as possible, because now when he comes back around, it's only going to be 8 to go in this stage.
That is not what the rest of the field want to see, Zach. You know, we've been talking about Jason's success all season long, and yeah, he struggled last week, but it seems like he's come back with a vengeance this week as he just darts out with the half-second lead already. But you said it, we have 7 laps to go in this stage. It ends at lap 30 as James Loveland goes to the inside of Justin Stunner down the front stretch.
Big run for this 56, getting a nice little side draft on the 33. He's going to pull somewhat ahead here as they go down to the corner. Loveland Can he get it done this time? The 33 doing his best to keep on the outside, and he's going to keep to the outside, I believe, and let the 56 get him there, close the door. No, he can't. The 33, Justice Stunner, holding off this 56 like a magician.
Look at the rest of the field behind him, Zach. They are bunched up and they are impatient. James Loveland seems to be, not necessarily holding him up trying to make this pass, but he's letting Jason go far, far out behind him. As he makes the pass inside, goes Trevor Earhart around Justin Stunner, 48. Here we go.
Big move there from Stunner, but that slides him up the racetrack, giving up those 3 spots. Now drop back behind Parker Johnston. Next on the list is going to be Huffsteller. He hits the wall, though, in that 33. It's going to cause a big stack up. We got a car spinning back there. I believe it's 11 of Peyton Presley. He saves it, though, as it's a stack up back there. Also, I believe that's around the 15th position, I imagine.
Another one for the highlight reel. Just a couple of saves, but here comes Ray Lane again down the inside line. He's making his way up again. Like I said, he has that speed. It's going to be fun to see him get up there, see if he can match the speed of Jason Fensler up front.
Ray Lane charging his way back through. The amount of positions he's already made up in the laps it's been since that slide is a very impressive maneuver from him, as now he'll be looking to hold position here after getting up to that 10th spot. It looks like Orlando Jr., though, is going to be the next guy in line up there in that position as we ride here 24 laps in.
And I'm here looking at third place. Oh, it's Justin Stunner nearly hits the outside wall, but he's been struggling. Do you think he actually went for 2 tires, Zach, and maybe did that also to try and get up front, and that's just this is the outcome of it?
Yeah, I might have to go back exactly figure out what he did there. I would believe that he didn't take. Oh, I actually don't know. I can't even figure out what he did there. It looks like he took 4 tires, but for some reason my shots are a little bit messed up, so I can't see exactly what he did. But yeah, I believe he took 4 tires, just struggling right now after getting into that wall.
And it looks like a lot of people were struggling. A lot of people were a lot looser. Let's see, Ray Lane earlier, and we just had another save, and here comes the 52 coming up on Stunner. So this is interesting how some of these cars are ebbing and flowing with the track and with the tires, Zach.
Yeah, this track changes a lot over the day, especially with the way the rubber lays down. And, it's really putting on a good show, though, these good battles. I mean, Johnston there for 5th. He's got Matt Jobe underneath him in the 89, battling hard for that 5th position. Same back there, Justin Stern still trying to hang on there as well behind there. And the 52 is going to take the 8th position behind this group. And you can see Stunner just dropping back. Here comes Orlando Jr. Here comes Heights. And look at that, Ray Lane. He's caught up to the pack, too. He's flying.
And it goes to show we have, 4 coming on 3 laps left in the stage. These are all fighting for 10th, each spot, every point. Stage racing proving. Oh, and Ray Lane dives inside of the 21, nearly saves it. Oh, man. This is going to be interesting as Ray Lane goes to the inside of the 21, the 29 catching up, going into turn 3.
And you can see there, Ray Lane just huge stack up dives to the inside late to go in that has to kind of check up. It kind of checks everything up. But he does get around Christopher Heights now. Let's see if he can catch up to Justin Stunner. As Parker Johnston under battle from David Boyle, who's trying to take the 6th position. David Boyle, though, man, 12th to 6th today. He's having a great day here at Pocono on that 52.
And there's a lot of people that were in the back coming up in the front, some people flushing to the back. So, again, I wonder if that strategy may be a bad qualifying lap, but maybe, different change in brake bias. This is interesting, really fun to watch as Ray Lane makes a move on Justin Stunner. He is a man on a mission. Lord.
Ray Lane at 55 really charged it through the field. He's already up to 9th. He's going to have a little ways up to Orlando Jr. Orlando Jr., he's got to run to the outside of this 48 who we're riding on board with. To the outside, the 27, Orlando Jr. trying to get it done, but Johnston's going to close the door. Orlando Jr. is going to get there more as Johnston now going to have to defend to the inside here as Orlando Jr. the big run.
We saw Buell in front of him get a little loose coming out of turn 3. So here we go going into turn 1, the 48 in the inside, sticking it. Let's see if they can keep side by side and keep orderly through turn 1.
Around the outside, Orlando Jr. trying to take 7th from the 48. Looks like he'll get it done. Don't look too many car links behind the 48 of Johnston as we ride on board with Orlando Jr., but the 55 of Ray Lane. He's coming up quick on this group here, and he's trying to close in as we hop back to his own board. He's going to have a run out of the tunnel turn, and nice quick pass here on the 48.
Man, he just cannot be stopped as the 27 in front of him goes to the inside of the 52 coming out of turn 3. Looks like going to be side by side on the exit going down the front stretch. But Ray Lane showing he has that speed and he wants up front. He wants up front quick.
Ray Lane really charging back through up the 7th. Or sorry, 8th for his own good. As he's got a big Orlando Jr. here as it's a 2-second lead out front for Jason Finsler. He's got no threat here in this stage. Look at the pass from Ray Lane just straight to the bottom around that 27. He's going to have a possible run on the 52 down here to the tunnel turn.
You know, he's going to make that move. He's going to the inside of the tunnel turn. Sorry, to the inside of the 52. And I think he's going to have this at the end of it. He is on a mission, but look at Jason Finsler up in the lead. He has a 2-second lead. He's just cruising at this point. But we have the stage break coming up. We're at the white flag coming up here soon. So, again, strategy and tires is going to be important.
Jason Finsler crossing the line now to take the white flag here in stage number 2. This battle, though, raging on here for this 55 of Ray Lane. He's going to side draft that 52 with Dave Will. Try to pull him back, see if he can get into this top 6 here. What a drive and recovery it would be. You know, from 4th almost to last, now back up to 6 is Will, almost up into the wall. He's going to give another spot up to Orlando Jr. And there goes Ray Lane and Orlando Jr. past the 52.
And I think this stage is going to help Ray Lane the most. He's led the most laps in stage 1, started in the back, had that spin, but getting some fresh tires after the stage, and when they're all bunched up, he's fast enough. He can probably battle Jason Finsler for this lead.
As Jason Finsler, he's going to round himself out of turn number 3 here for the final time in stage number 2. Stage win. Back-to-back for Jason Finsler there as he wins stage number 2. We'll see the final group of drivers cross the line as Boyle trying to hold on as Johnston trying to get position for him. Same with Jake Williams, and there is the caution as that is your end of stage number 2 here tonight. Another stage win for the 5 of Jason Finsler.
And let's look at Stunnard. He looked like a genius at the beginning of the stage, starting in the pole, but he fell all the way outside the top 10. So I don't think that strategy worked for him, Zach.
No, it definitely did not work too well for Justin there. It seemed to really push him back, and we'll see what he can produce there. But, man, I expected him to try to do another pit stop, but it looks like, well, maybe he did. Actually, I can't tell.
Strategy always confusing us up here in the booth. Who knows what's going on, but we do know Jason Finsler won stage 2 and he won stage 1, and so he's going to be the one to watch.
And it looks like Stunner did. We're getting word he did pull that strategy off again, so we'll see how it works out for him here in the final stage coming up with Jason Finsler. Another stage win here at the Underdog Racing League. We're back under stage caution, so we're going to head to another quick commercial break up here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Thank you all for tuning in again here tonight. We'll be back in a few moments. All right, we are back here at Freaky Fast Broadcast after that quick commercial break. After stage number 2 coming to an end, Jason Finsler able to get stage number 2 win there tonight at Pocono. But let's give another quick shout to our sponsors here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and that's Maconi Setup Shop, LLC. The Maconi Setup Shop is your home for iRacing setups and the official setup shop of the Richmond Raceway Esports team, fielding the number 46 and 90 in the Coca-Cola iRacing series of Jimmy Mullis and Zach Novak. They have everything from legends to cup cars, dirt setups for late models, modifieds, and wing sprints are available also as well. So you can head on over to www.maconisetupshop.com today, where coaching lessons also for $25 an hour from Coca-Cola iRacing Series champion Zach Novak, Jimmy Mullis, his teammate, and many others such as River Hayes there at the Maconi Setup Shop. So make sure you head on over there today, and you can use our promo code FFB10 to get 10% off of any setup purchase there at the Maconi Setup Shop. And remember, at the Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but they're your victories. Thank you to the sponsors here at Freaky Fast tonight. What a night it's been up here at the Pocono Raceway. Carl, we're about to go back for the final stage tonight. Stunnard again pulling the same strategy. Going to start with the lead. Let's see if he can do a better job this time with it.
Yeah, I think Justin learned a lot from the last restart, and I think he knows what he can and can't do. So it's going to be interesting, but Jason has had the speed, so it's going to be interesting coming out of turn 1, but let's not sleep on the 55 of Ray Lane. He was up front, led all the first stage, and kind of had an incident, but he's made it way, has fought his way back, so let's see if he can catch to the front as well.
Ray Lane going to start there in that 7th spot, notably, so we'll see what he can do. He drove from the back to that 7th position before the stage end. But we're going to go back green flag racing with Justin Stunnard out front in the 33 machine. He's going to have one more shot at restart down front possibly here tonight. See what he can do with his. The pace car is going to look to take the hard left-hand turn down the pit road. Stunnard sees the green flag. He's off and away. Great start from Loveland in the 56. He's able to get to the quarter panel of the 5, but now the 33 pulling up is going to get the draft to the 5 of Finsler. Finsler making the big move down the front straightaway here. Doesn't do it, though. He'll stay in line.
Oh, Jason Finsler deciding to try and go too wide. Oh, Jason Finsler makes the move on the inside of Justin Stunnard. We saw the last restart that Jason kind of got caught sleeping, but that did not happen this time as they go down the first dogleg going into the tunnel turn.
They got a car wrecking back there, but it's not going to be a caution. Loveland, though, after Finsler tries to make the move, gets loose, washes up the racetrack. Loveland makes the pass. Now he's trying to make the pass on the 33, who got loose down to 3. Battle for the lead. James Loveland looking for his 3rd win in a row here at the Underdog Racing League. He's gone to the inside of this 56. It's his time after qualifying on pole to try to get back to that lead.
James Loveland's looking for that hat trick, but the one guy who wants to spoil that is Justin Stunnard and Jason Finsler behind him. Jason Finsler pushing his teammate, the 33, going into turn 1, but James Loveland has the inside line. The inside line has been mostly preferred until, later in the run. Here comes Justin Stunnard going to the outside of turn 1. Oh, and he gets wide.
And that's going to push him wide here on the exit. It's going to be him and his teammate Finsler side by side for the second place as Loveland takes over. I tell you what a classic job from Loveland there. He breaks the side draft down the straightaway with the two teammates drafting up top. That allows him to have the position down into one. He takes the lead. Now Finsler trying to get by his teammates. Same with Hustetler and Earhart as the 33, trying to hang on for anything with this start from the front.
And James is loving this. We've been seeing this all race. Once they get side to side, they kind of slow each other down. But, oh, as we make a squeeze at 94 of Sean Hustetler, he started kind of in the back there. He's making his way to the front. But, again, Justin Stunnard struggling in the early laps of this stage. I just don't know what's going on. But I think Sean's going to make a move to the inside line on turn 1.
We'll see what type of move it is. The 94 ducks his nose down low. The 33 goes way up high again. That's going to let the 94 by. It looks like the 33 are having a really tough time keeping his car from washing up the racetrack, losing spots. As Earhart now, he's going to have a run, but doesn't have the draft, so it looks like he may lose position there. But 24 to go, leveled out front. We're going to have to see Finsler make a pass now other than Ray Lane getting into the wall. And as I say that, James Loveland gets into the wall.
Oh, man, what a race. And then Trevor Earhart on back. Here we are, right around Justin Stunnard. Ray Lane right there. We see him, but, man, they were really struggling. Justin Stunnard just does not have confidence in this car, and I think he's loose. He backed up turn 1 to the last stop a lot, and there's a lot of hungry drivers behind him, Zach. He's not going to last much longer.
Stunnard trying to hang on for everything he's worth. Earhart behind him. Matt Jobe here racing the 27 on Orlando Jr. He's a couple cars behind. Same with Ray Lane there. They're all trying to get by this 33 of Stunnard, who's just really, had to struggle on these short runs. It seems like he just cannot keep his car off the top line. It seems like he just really washed up off the bottom.
Yeah, Zach, I'm just wondering if it's just really loose and it just gets worse as the run goes on and the tires wear out, as we see Justin Stunnard fighting hard, but Ray Lane impatient by Trevor Earhart. He wants the pass. He wants up front. He's been up there. He wants it back, but Justin Stunnard, he's holding his own now. Maybe his car's come to him.
Yeah, that outside line definitely holding its own right now off of 3. Earhart going to have another run. Here comes the 89 and Joe. He's going to get to the outside of the 55 of Ray Lane. These drivers all racing hard here. Lost already about 2 seconds to our leader of James Loveland, and he's about to come under attack for Jason Finsler, who's all over the back neck lid of that 56. As you can see there, the 55 goes by the 33, same with the 25. Now as they make a pass on Stunnard. Loveland up front, though. Finsler about to be attacking him.
You saw we were right along with Job there. We saw he had the opportunity to go 3 wide with Stunnard. He decided to pull out of it. There's that patience. But here we are right along with Dylan Walterman getting up along inside the 3. He's moving forward. Here we are with Kevin Orlando Jr. Who said his name a lot today.
Looks like Orlando Jr. here in the 8th position, directly behind Matt Jobe, trying to get the run off the corner. But up front, the 5 of Jason Finsler here. He's making a big run on the 56 of James Loveland up front.
And James Loveland under attack. Jason Finsler, he has the speed. We all know that. And he's right there, but looking hungry and looking strong. Sean Hofstadler, he stood around in the middle of the pack, but he's there in 3rd, ready to pounce if either of those 2 drivers make a mistake.
Hofstadler definitely licking his chops here at the moment. It's the 99 of Walterman, 21st and 9th for him. He's been climbing through the field here at 21 to go. He's starting to make an impression for it. The question is, Carl, when does the pit stops happen? That's going to be a big question as well. The 5 of Jason Finsler really taking a look at our leader, backing the quarters up, really trying a lot of stuff with James Loveland right now to try to get the lead, but battles all around this 2.5-mile racetrack. And
you mentioned it, Zach. I think pit lane's going to be open pretty soon. We've seen Justin Stunnard jump both of those stages. He probably has a couple more laps. Yeah, they're under caution, but he has a little less fuel. That's probably in the back of his mind. But green flag pit stops always important at Pocono. You're going, 180, 175, and then you got to get it slowed up to like 60. So it's really difficult, this pit road, just making sure you don't log up the brakes and wheel hop into pit road.
Pass for the lead. Jason Finsler to the front. Sean Hofstadler, he's making a pass for 2nd too. James Loveland, that damage with 20 to go is definitely hurting that 56 machine as he's falling back. That's one thing we talked about. You cannot get damage at this racetrack. It's a huge, long straightaways that where if the damage causes drag, you're going to be having a major issue as Loveland here just trying to hold on with that damage.
And look at there in 5th, there's Ray Lane. He started in front, fell back, and here he is again. He knows about that damage as well. He's going to take advantage of James Loveland having that little nick on the outside wall. As we watch him going into turn 1 here, Zach, I think maybe not in the next 2 or 3 laps, but definitely 5, 6 laps. Pit road's going to be open for these drivers. They're going to get ready for their last run.
We'll have to see when they decide to pull the trigger on pit road. Loveland, though, trying to do his best to hang on here in the moments at here, as right now the field single file throughout, but Justin Sterner is still trying to hang on to position in that 33 machine, as he's got Dylan Walterman, the 52 of David Boyle, the 24 of Nick Alves, the 84 of Cody Dorsey, and the 48 of Parker Johnston trying to come through.
And here we are looking at Trevor Earhart. You know, he's been maintaining. He hasn't gotten into any situations. He's been keeping a clean car. He started 4th, and here he is in 5th. I think he's on the right strategy, just maintaining and just being patient until the very end of the race where he can make his move.
Earhart's been on a strong, consistent run here lately, and been on a lot of podium runs in that 25, so would not put it past him here in the late race to close that out. But I'll tell you what, the driver who's making inroads on everybody, that is the 55 of Ray Lane, fastest car on the racetrack last time by a couple tenths, and with 18 to go, he's closing up on that lead pack with Sean Huffsteller, Jason Finzer, and James Loveland.
Ray Lane is driving motivated, Zach. He was in back. He had that spin. He even tacked the wall, I think, a little after that, but he recovered. Good, clean pit stops, and he's making his way forward. And like you said, fastest man on the track. I'll love to see if he can get forward and contend Jason Finzel with the lead, as we see Nick Alves in front of the... Oh, here we go. It looks like we have pit stop starting.
Yes, we do. David Boyle, the first one to hit pit road in the 52 machine. 17 to go here. Man, oh man, this is a interesting time here for him. So this will be 2 laps longer than we've seen anybody take it so far in the race, but he must feel confident. So pit window and pit road is opened up for everybody. We'll see when the rest of the field elects to take that chance. Right now, though, David Boyle, the only shooter.
And David Boyle hasn't been necessarily slow. He's hung around the top 10. I think he's tried to crack the top 5. I think this is going to catch the attention of some of these other drivers, especially the leaders. Is, you know, if he's making it, can these rest of these drivers make it? Maybe not Jason Fensler because he's been going flat out, but some of the people in the draft, maybe Ray Lane can make a chance. James Loveland, who knows?
We'll have to see who can do it. As Ray Lane there, you can see continue to pull his way into this lead pack. Only about a second back from our leader now. He was upwards of 2 seconds back at one point once he got into that 4th spot. So Ray Lane definitely still making inroads here with 16 to go. But right now, Walterman in the 99, he's under attack. It looks like Nick Alves in the 24. He's made the pass on Dylan Walterman as Walterman's going to try to cross over back here. Same with Parker Johnston battling in the 48 here in 10th. A lot of great battling going back here in the 8th and 9th spot.
And it's so dangerous right now because, you know, green flag pit stops are starting, and if you're not communicating with the other drivers around you, it's going to make it really difficult. Oh, as it looks like the 48 has to check up behind Nick Alves, but it's going to make pit lane even much more treacherous, Zach, for these stops.
Looking back at the 14 of Scott Kerberg back here, the 16th position. We'll see when he comes down. He started in 20th tonight, so up 4 spots for Scott. Right now, 16 seconds back, so we'll see if he can get this thing down to pit road. Looks like he will be coming this time. So hit pit road is the 14. Kevin Orlando Jr. also. Ray Lane in the 55 also. So definitely great situation there for these drivers as they hit pit road.
And as they hit pit road, the 14, he runs a little thing in November for kids that can't necessarily afford bikes. It's called Bikes for Tykes, and you hit them up and you can donate. You can donate a bike. You can donate money for a bike. I know his goal is $1,000, but we want to blow that out of the water. So if you can, hit up the number 14 Facebook, Discord, even in the Discord, and hit him up and see if you can donate to that cause. It's a great cause.
Definitely is there. So make sure you hit up Scott Kerberg. We'll have a sponsor race there with that also coming soon as everybody continues to hit pit road here. 14 to go. Matt Job, really the only driver yet to hit there so far as Jason Finsler, Sean Huffstutler, James Loveland. All
A green clean flag run all race long besides a caution break. So this is going to be vital. Make sure you don't make mistakes. Make sure you get on, off pit road, clean, clear, and under control. As Jason Finsler just makes his way off with the 27 of Kevin Orlando Jr. going to the outside. That was a close call.
And you can see there, Ray Lane. Look how big a lead he's built over these guys pitting one lap earlier. Ray Lane, very quick on the long runs. I think this is a great call from him. He now, if he just goes into conserve mode here, when those drivers catch him, they're going to have, to really work around him with that dirty air, and that's what's going to give him the advantage. I think if he goes into conserve here in these final 13 laps, he could be able to hold on to this. We'll see what's going on as the rest of the field are still yet to pit.
And this is going to be interesting because he could come out with the 3-second lead and really dominate this, but it's going to all come out to how the Delta is and how all these other cars cycle out. But look at that as we look down the front straightaway, the advantage Ray Lane has. Man, if he wins this race, what a Cinderella story it would be. A spin in the second stage, hitting the wall, but coming back and winning this race.
That would be a great thing to see for that 55 machine. Yet to win a race this season, been close many times before. Tonight could be his shot here at the Pocono Raceway as we continue on 13 to go. Matt Job, John Magner, Cody Dorsey, Grant Thrope, Nick Alves yet to hit pit road as it looks like that time by. It looks like Job hit pit road, so the 89 down pit road, but Magner, Dorsey, Thrope in the top three that have not hit pit road.
And it's just those cars that are trying to make something happen, hoping for maybe a caution, maybe with some issues with pit road, and it just didn't quite pan out. But here we are riding with Ray Lane. He still has a huge lead in front of Jason Finsler, but behind Jason Finsler, we have strong cars like Kevin Orlando Jr. and Justin Stunner's stuck around. So this could be interesting come the white flag.
12 to go. The lead decreasing for Ray Lane over Jason Finsler at about 0.3 of a second is what Jason took out of him last time. But I tell you what, he like I said, I think he just needs to be conservative here. The 5 will most likely catch him, but if he conserves his tires enough to when the 5 gets to him, the 5 could have possibly used that one lap advantage he has over him. As behind this, Justin Stunner and Loveland, they're battling for 7th and 8th. Loveland going to take that position to slide himself back up to 7th, which will be a net. It looks like 4th place, and then 3rd once he gets around Orlando Jr.
And there's that chess match, Zach. Did Ray Lane, he pitted one lap before Jason Finsler, so he's going to have one lap extra on his tires. Did he save enough? Can he have enough possibly to, keep Jason back there and get that win? We know one got away from him earlier in Nashville. Maybe he wants to amend that.
Yeah, and looking at these lap times, too, that Ray Lane's turning, he's definitely backed it down from his earlier in the race. He looks like earlier in the race he was able to run in them 54s like our driver of the 5 there, Jason Finsler, is doing right now at the start of his run. So I think Ray Lane being very sneaky here, this could play out very well for this 55 if he can just hold on here with these older tires. But still, Dorsey yet to pit up front, same for the 77 Grant Thrope. They're waiting on to see if we get a caution.
But look at the gap there. I mean, they're just closing in on him. There's got to be a point where you got to say you can't hold on any longer and pit. Are they going to make life, a little interesting for our quote-unquote leaders after the cycle's through? But Finsler and Lane, how are they going to navigate these guys?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far they can take it before they have to pit due to fuel consumption mostly with these 65% fuel loads. But also, the rest of the field who have pitted, they've already took all their sets of tires. These drivers, if a caution does come out, these two out front, Dorsey and Thrope, they're going to have a new set of tires sitting in pit road. And I can tell you what, this 2.5 mile racetrack, when you put new tires on, you can make a big difference around this place compared to the competition. We'll see if that's maybe what they're trying to do. As you can see, those two continue still on with 9 to go.
But Zach, with 9 to go, even if a caution does come out, we've had, what, 20 cars, 19 cars. Would it even be enough time? Would it even be worth it to save it for that? I don't know about that.
I mean, I mean, the only thing that it works for you is 5 laps here is an eternity. You know, 2.5 miles, you got so much time, so much room to make passes here. Also, it gives you a little bit more wiggle room for time, and I think they'll pass these guys pretty easily. The more laps, especially they put in between them, it's just, is the caution going to come? The way we're spaced out like we are, not very likely.
And we've seen green flag racing. We've seen clean racing. There has been, some spins, some slides, but nothing that's brought the yellow besides the stage. So the odds are just unfortunately stacked against their favor, Zach, and you just don't see it panning out.
We will have to see with 8 to go here. Ray Lane holding still strong ahead of Jason Fensler. Fensler still turning upwards of around, 3 to 4 tenths quicker each lap, but Ray Lane able to really pace himself at the moment with 8 to go. I think he's really waiting for this battle to start happening. As Orlando Jr., he's getting overtaken by the 56 of James Loveland there, so that'll be the 3rd spot once everything cycles through for James Loveland.
And James Loveland tagged the wall, and he started falling back. We were worried about that, but it looks like he got it under control, and that pass around Kevin Orlando Jr. looks really strong, and he may not have enough for the leaders, but a podium finish wouldn't be too bad for him.
No, it would not. After 2 wins in a row, I'm sure he'll take another top 3 finish to go along with that to close out this regular season, as we have just Iowa next week here at Freaky Fast broadcasted here at the Underdog Racing League. It definitely is going to be a fun time here as we close out the end of this season.
Oh, man, Robert's going to be mad at you, Zach. Oh, man. But here we are. We're riding along. We're keeping an eye on the 25 of Earhart. He started up front, but he's kind of falling back. But Sean Hofstetler making the move there. Oh, man. I think the race is winding down. Kevin Orlando Jr. in front. People are getting a little impatient, wanting that one extra point for the playoffs. Like you mentioned, it starts after Iowa next week.
7 to go here. Orlando Jr. trying to hold on to it with Earhart and Hofstetler directly behind. He's got older tires than these guys. Elected to hit pit road earlier. He jumped ahead of them, but now those tires showing that they're very, very good as they come to the inside here in 3 with 6 to go. They're trying to take their positions back from this 27.
And they're trying, but how much are they going to be able to save those tires? Talking about tires, here we are with the fronts. Jason Fensler looks like he's going to be on the bumper of Ray Lane. We're 6 to go, 5 to go. Here it is, Zach. I think here's where they earned their paycheck per se. You think?
Oh, definitely is going to be the case here. Still, the top 2 yet to pit, but these 2 only 6 seconds back of those top 2. So quickly going to be closing in on those 2 up front, but the 55 and the 5 here are going to go do battle here late into going. This is going to be coming to 5 to go. Big run for Fensler as the 55 really misses the tunnel turn there. Here's Jason Fensler's chance down into 3. I don't know if the 55 has anything for him.
Oh, that's a heartbreak as the 55 just gets in line with Jason Fensler. Maybe he didn't want to push his stuff too hard. Maybe he wanted that draft, Zach. Who's to say? Because they made that look really, really easy.
5 to go here. Ray Lane giving up the spot to Fensler. We'll see if he can get it back. It's going to be so tough at this point to try to get it back from the 5 after what a job he did to run down this 55, and he's just pulling away. And that 1 lap of tires is a huge advantage. As you can see, 2.5 miles really does trouble to the tires.
This is a game of inches, and you have a whole other lap, a whole other 2.5 miles. That's a huge amount. But let's not forget, we still have 2 cars that haven't pit. The 84 of Cody Dorsey and the 77 of Grant Thorpe. This is interesting how it's come up to this, and they're still out. But yeah, they're definitely losing time fast. Under 3 seconds coming on the front straightaway. Coming on 4 to go.
Yeah, this is impressive to see that they've even stretched it this far. As my question is, can they save enough fuel at this point? I mean, I just don't see it being likely, but man, they're going so slow at this point. The leaders are going to run up on them. maybe that's where Ray Lane is going to take a chance here and maybe try to get around him, because the closing rate is going to be very, very big.
Well, yeah, they were 3 seconds at the beginning of the front stretch. Now we're coming under 2 seconds as we go into the tunnel turn. This is going to be interesting. 4 to go. I mean, they can fight for the spot, but are they going to be able to last? Oh, as the 77 gets into the wall, that is not going to help his cause, Zach.
No, it will not. And here comes the 5 of Jason Finsler down to the inside. The 77 up high. That's going to let him on by. But the 55 of Ray Lane may have to work his way around the 77 here as we exit off of turn 3. Going to be 3 to go here at the Pocono Raceway as Dorsey hits pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Jason Finsler.
And here we go, Ray Lane to the inside of the 77 of Grant. Turn 1 with those fresher tires. Do you think Grant's just going to commit to this strategy and just hope he doesn't run out on the backstretch, or do you think he has a plan?
We'll see what he does this time. You know, if Dorsey had to pit there with 3 to go, that means he's pretty short of fuel. And, you know, saving 3 laps of fuel here is, ooh, that's a tall task to do. I mean, you're looking at 7.5 miles. So that is a long way to save fuel for. But we'll see if he has been planning for it the whole time. Right now, Finsler, though, able to take that lead, put a little gap between him and Ray Lane, and feel the comfort as he'll be coming to 2 to go this time.
And that's such a heartbreak for Ray Lane. We talked about letting one go earlier at Nashville, and he led so many laps at the beginning of this stage. And so, of course, Jason's fast, but you got to think Ray's thinking, you know, he had that chance and maybe let one go.
2 laps to go through 1. Jason Finsler looking very, very strong once again after last week at Chicagoland. He had a tough time, but man, oh man, he's able to work his way back as James Loveland. He's making a pass on Grant Thrope now for 3rd as Thrope's just trying to make it back with the fuel. Loveland completes that pass for 3rd, but we're going to be coming to the white flag here as we head down to turn number 3 for the penultimate time tonight. Jason Finsler, what a job he's done out front to get back to this position. He's going to look up and see the Freaky Fast 1 to go. If you want to sponsor our 1 to go, hit us up on our social medias and you can get your logo or business up on there at anything you would like. So make sure you contact us and we can work out something so you can be on our Freaky Fast 1 to go. But 1 lap to go here, Carl. Finsler with a good gap back to lane. Just needs to be mistake-free.
Mistake-free, clean, stay out of the wall. I don't think Ray Lane is in any position to attack. 3rd spot, James Loveland. He's almost 3 seconds back, but he's our pole sitter, and he's had 2 wins, the back-to-back wins up to this. So maybe not what the result he was looking for, but I think he's still going to feel pretty good about that as we go over the tunnel turn and through into turn 3 for the last time of this race, Zach.
Through 3. Jason Finsler, what a dominant performance it's been. Didn't get the pole, but won both stages here tonight. So close to the Freaky Fast Grand Slam. It don't matter, though. It's race win again for that number 5 here at the Underdog Racing League. Congrats to Jason Finsler on a fantastic win here tonight at the Pocono Raceway. 2nd's going to go to Ray Lane after a great run. And 3rd's going to go to our 2-time the last 2 weeks winner of James Loveland in the 56.
And look at that, Grant Thrope in the 4th place. So it looks like he was able to hold on, and he didn't need that fuel. But remember, he was behind the lead car for the majority of that. So I wonder if he was able to just pedal it and use that draft.
What a job by the 55 to save the fuel. Or, sorry, the 77. Too many 5s out here on the racetrack. Confusing right now, but that 77 of Grant definitely... man, what a drive for him. He's out of fuel right now, rolling down the back straightaway. So he definitely stretched that to a T as Jason Finsler going to come down here on the Long Pond straightaway here to celebrate another victory here this season as we get ready to head into the playoffs here after we go to Iowa next week. Jason Finsler trying to tune himself up to carry some momentum.
Definitely, because Iowa's a short track. It's kind of flat, and anything can happen. We did see some bumping and some saved spins, but if that happens at Iowa next week, I don't think we're going to see a clean race.
As Jason Fenzer continues to celebrate on the front straightaway, we're going to get our top 3 drivers up here, ladies and gentlemen, to have a quick interview with them. We'll be back in a few moments, everybody. Do not tune out. We'll be back in a few. All right, we're back here for our post-race interviews tonight at the Pocono Raceway, everybody, as we got Ray Lane, our second place man. Let's have a chat with him about his race here tonight at the Pocono Raceway. Hey, Ray, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, well, a fantastic race for your night. Some ups and downs, taking the lead there in the final lap of the stage, getting into the wall. And then from there, man, it went downhill, but you brought it back. Just describe to us that wild 60 laps for you.
Well, the first couple of laps, me and Jason was having a pretty good battle. And after I passed him, I thought the car was going to be like it was behind him. It wasn't, and I slapped the wall. And then after that stage, I kind of got sideways, and I went all the way back to like 17th, and then I just fought my way back up. So.
Yeah, definitely was a good fight, man. You decided to hit pit road that one lap before them. With that happening there, were you trying to save your tires out front? Well, what was the plan once you got the lead there? Because, I figured once Jason got to you, it'd be a little bit tougher for him to get to you there and get by you, but it just seemed like those tires were eat up by then.
I took 2 tires, so I was really loose. Me and Jason was talking about it, so it was good.
Definitely an interesting strategy. I'll tell you what, a good battle there between you two is fun to watch. But congrats on second here tonight, Ray. Before we let you get out here and head off to Iowa next week, man, anybody wants to send a shout out to?
I want to thank y'all for broadcasting it, the league for putting on the league, and my teammates, and I guess my wife for letting me do it. And that's about it.
Awesome stuff, Ray, man. Well, congrats on second, buddy. We'll catch you next time out there on the racetrack, man. You have a great time, a great night.
You too, man.
All right, everybody. That was your second place, man, of Ray Lane. What a night it was for that driver in that 55 machine. Let's move on to Jason Fenzer. What a drive for him tonight, winning both stages and getting the race victory. Let's hear from the 5 machine, Jason Finsler. Hey, Jason, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, what a night it was for you here again. Didn't start from the pole, so you didn't get the freaky fast grand slam, but both stage wins, man. I tell you what, that was a dominating performance, man. Take us through this battle.
Yeah, it was a good points night for sure. Ray was really quick, so tricky place. They don't call it tricky triangle for no reason. It was tricky to get away from anybody, and really tough to save your tires. So I was trying to do the best I could. When I saw Ray pit there at that during the green flag, I figured I needed to hit pit road the next lap, or I'd be in trouble. So we did that.
Yeah, definitely interesting strategy played by him too to take 2 tires there. We didn't even notice it personally. That's how he got such a big a lead on you there. But man, take us through that portion of run him down because it definitely took him, a little bit to run him down with the lead he had there. Did you ever think at some point, was that extra lap of tires there for you going to go away?
Well, now knowing he took 2, I didn't think I would be able to run him down, but I kind of was watching the gap and it was closing, so I just didn't overdrive it. Just took care of the race car, and he kind of backed up to us, and then we had a couple guys with strategy, and it just kind of finally a strategy paid out for me. It normally doesn't, but tonight it did.
That it did, man. I tell you what, one more race to go to here in the regular season at Iowa. How important do you think it is to close it out there this regular season with some momentum like you had here tonight at Iowa?
Well, I think, our game plan is every race just go for W's, and we just keep doing that. We got the speed. Last week wasn't real good for us, but you're going to have those races, so you just get the best finish you can out of it and just rack as many points as you can.
Well, man, you're definitely doing a great job of that in the 5 machine. Jason, congrats on getting the win here tonight, man. Before we let you get out of here, anybody want to send a shout to?
Yeah, Justin, all the guys in the league do a great job as usual. You guys with the broadcast, and friends and family tuning in.
Well, thank you very much, Jason. Congrats, man, on your 7th win this season here at the Underdog Racing League. We'll catch you next week at Iowa, man.
Sounds good, boys. Thank you.
All right, everybody. That was your race winner of Jason Finsler. What a drive from that driver there in the 5 machine here tonight at the Underdog Racing League. We'll head to our race results here. As you can see where your favorite drivers finished out the night here at the Pocono Raceway, as there they are. Jason Finsler getting that win over Ray Lane in the 2nd position. 3rd is going to go to James Loveland after 2 wins in a row heading up to this point. 4th is going to go to Grant Thrope. 5th is going to be Trevor Earhart. 6th is going to go to Matt Job. 7th is going to be Sean Huffsteller. 8th is going to be Kevin Orlando Jr. 9th place is going to go to Justin Stunnard. Rounding out your top 10 is going to be Nick Alves. 11th is going to be David Boyle. 12th is going to go to John Magner. 13th, Jake Williams. 14th is going to go to Christopher Heights. 15th is going to be Peyton Presley. 16th, Cody Dorsey. 17th, Scott Kerberg. 18th is going to go to Parker Johnston. 19th, Dylan Walterman. 20th is Jacob Sikorovich. And rounding out your field in the 21st position is Ryan Twynham, as that's our race results here tonight from the Pocono Raceway. What a race it was, though, Carl. Man, oh, man, I cannot wait to get to Iowa next week, but what a race it was here tonight.
The tricky triangle never fails to disappoint, but next week, Iowa, short track, playoffs on the line. I have a feeling it's not going to be nearly as neat and clean as it was tonight. I am really excited, Zach.
Yeah, me too, man. I cannot wait to get there after the battle we had here tonight. We got 1 race to go in the regular season, like we alluded to there at Iowa. So do not miss out on that action here as we go live every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting with the Underdog Racing League. It's going to be a fun time as we close out the regular season before we get into some playoff action. So make sure you don't miss out on none of that. But again, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to send it up to our producer Robert Moyer Jr. to close out tonight's broadcast.
All right. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, everybody out there for tuning in here tonight at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed tonight's show. Congratulations to Jason for getting another win here at Underdog Racing League as we're getting ready for some playoff racing here in 2 weeks here at Underdog Racing League. So we'll see how these guys tackle Iowa next week. That is a very, very fun track to watch. Some racing, especially going down into turn 1, how it's bumpy and how you have to navigate turn 1 and or even on the high side in turn 1. So make sure you tune in next week to see all that action that we got going on here on Wednesday night. But our next televised broadcast will be tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, as we will be with Stars and Stripes at 9:20 Eastern as they go into Darlington with a throwback scheme night, and also it's going to be a part of their playoff racing. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting to watch that and see if you can find your favorite throwback scheme of the old days. Some Rusty Walls, Darryl Waltrip. So we've got a lot of old schemes coming out tomorrow night. So hopefully we see you tomorrow night. But with that being said, here from the virtual side of things with iRacing and Pocono Raceway, from me, Robert A. Moyer, Zach Hall, and Carl, we want to say to everybody out there, please be safe. We'll catch you tomorrow night. Don't work too hard on Thursday, but until then, we're going to see you tomorrow night, hopefully. God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.